don't get carried away with Black Friday deals and Black Friday this and Black Friday that. Because you haven't noticed, it's Black Friday week, but it seems to go on about 2 weeks before and about 3 weeks afterwards. It almost goes into Christmas, so it's crazy. But are these deals worth it? That's what I want to ask you. Do you really think you are getting a genuine bargain when you buy something on Black Friday? I bought things on Black Friday. I remember once my IT guy saying, "Well, there's a laptop here you can have. It's £350 on a Black Friday deal," which was okay. But when I looked into it later and I bought it and I used it and it's still around somewhere, I realised that, for a little bit more I could have got a bit of extra memory, I could have got a bit of extra performance. Maybe for £50 or £100 more I could have got a much better laptop. So don't rush into things. Look around and do your research, because like a lot of sales, like the January sales in the UK, they tend to keep back stock that is for the sales, and maybe they put it on sale for a day at a higher price, knowing that they're going to reduce that, or so-called reduce it, to the discounted rate, which is the rate they wanted it to be anyway. I think the idea that a sale was just clearing out old stock is probably gone. It's much more of a marketing tool. It's much more calculated and contrived nowadays than it was in the past. But it's going to be a big thing. £7.1 billion are predicted to be spent on Black Friday during this week. It's crazy. 3 million parcels will be delivered in the UK, and the amount spent per minute is 233,000 per minute. These are these people clicking on this. But did you know that 80% of the stuff bought on Black Friday, according to the Green Alliance, is actually only used once or never used, just thrown away, discarded, which is crazy. And I guess that's how the charity shops do so well, because people, they don't use stuff and send it back, and they don't send it back. I mean, they bring it into a charity shop. So maybe the bargain you want maybe comes next year when people start getting rid of stuff in charity shops. But actually, Black Friday and all this rushing to spend, although it's a marketing tool, isn't it? It's to get us to get excited and spend. Oh, Black Friday, let's go out and spend. I mean, I went once in a shop, in a PC World shop, people were fighting over TVs. There was big rows going on in the shop. And I think it was Curry's or PC World. So it's crazy. But the amount of people buying in store now has gone down to 20% from a third a few years ago. But 56% of stuff bought, as I said, 80% of stuff is never used, but 56% of stuff is bought on credit, which means that there's going to be a massive, amount of debt being added to the economy, and the banks will of course benefit from that, because most people will not pay it off straight away. So out of that 7 billion, probably around 3.5 to 4 billion will be added to people's credit card, and a lot of that may linger into Christmas and the new year. And certainly by the new year, people's credit card bills will be up to the max, and they'll be waiting for payday to arrive. So just be careful. I would say, rather than I'd say rather than go for a Black Friday deal, why not go for a Black Friday investment deal? Get something that excites you and invest and save, rather than just going for these deals, a lot of which I think are not even valid deals. There are some good Black Friday deals around at the moment. There are some good broadband deals. Millions of people are out of contract. So if you're out of contract, you're probably paying a high rate. You're probably paying £50, even £60 a month for broadband. You can now get faster and better broadband for less than £20 a month in some cases, maybe £17 or £18 per month. So that's a good thing to look at. Now, whilst this is not a Black Friday deal, you might want to look at your energy costs, because energy price cap's just gone up. It's expected to go up in the new year, and I think you can get a fix now at lower than the price cap. So why not fix it for a year? I don't think you've got much to lose. I think it might be another year before prices come down, but you've got to make your own decision on that. So I would say save rather than spend. Remember this old saying, money is a cruel mistress. If you don't pay attention to her, she will leave you for someone else. So I'm going to give you a little tip here, and that is to check your money, your income and your spending every day. Okay, every day check how much money you've spent and how much money you've earned, if it's any in that day. Just do that every day and put it on a spreadsheet, like I talk about in some of my my webinars, which I run typically on a Wednesday evening. I talk about this, how you can get a track on your your spending by putting it down on a spreadsheet. You can also do it on an app, on a phone, or you can do it on a pen and paper, on a notebook. But make a note and do that for a year. Just try it for a year and see if it doesn't change things for you. I'm convinced it will change things for you in the next year. So just try it. Write down everything and check your money every day. I want you to check your bank accounts. You might not need to check your mortgage balance every day, but check your bank accounts every day. Check your credit card statements. Go and read those things they send you, or read it online, and check what you're spending. How much did you spend in Starbucks? How much did you spend having coffees? And why did you go into that shop and buy something for 50 quid that you probably don't need? So just do that. Try that. And I think it will make a huge difference to your finances. Don't forget to join me on my webinar. I'll put a link up here, and you can join me on one of my future webinars, and I'll go through more tips on how you can learn to manage your money and build financial freedom for yourself over time. Because you're not going to become financially free if you just spend like the herd do on Black Friday. I'm not talking about the people who said, I'm waiting to get a laptop and I'm looking around now, I've done my research and I'm going to buy this laptop at this price. That's a bit different. That's a calculated thing. But a lot of people just get carried away, because I get 100 emails a day, and then there's things popping up on screen, and you go into Amazon's Black Friday, this Black Friday, that. Oh, that indiscriminate spending is not the way you will build wealth. You've got to get a grip on your saving, and really you should be saving 10 to 20% of your income every month straight away. That's bang, put away for short-term things like emergencies, but also to build your financial future and become financially free, and also to clear that debt that might have been from last year's Black Friday or last year's Christmas. Just get out of this way of adding to credit cards. Credit cards, despite low interest rates, credit card interest rates stayed at around 20%, which means the banks were making a fortune. They were making more than 20 times the rate they were paying you on your bank. In fact, it's more like 100 times in some cases, because they were paying you, less than 1%, sometimes 0.1%, and yet, they kept their credit card rates at over 20%. The overdraft rates can be up to 40%, and payday lenders like Wonga, which ripped people off left, right, and centre. Those rates are very high as well. Similar thing with Klarna. Just be careful with debt, because debt is like something that's going to enslave you and drag you down. Okay, so that's all for now. Join me on my webinar, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a great week, and instead of spending, try and look at ways of accumulating money, saving, investing. Check out my webinar. Bye for now.